Good morning, Ryan. Appreciate you reaching out to me. This is Nick O'Neill, by the way. Yeah, appreciate you reaching out to me on Facebook. I got this video here for your website and for your business, and it's going to entail 3 points, and that's going to be content, backlinks, and citations. Then I'm going to show you the opportunity of taking these steps for your business, and I'm going to show you why it's going to be so profitable into getting to where you want to go. And yeah, I'm probably going to go a little bit more in depth and details towards the end. But first things first, unrelated to all of that, you have a very beautiful website. My favorite part is the About Us section, actually, where you talk about, you believe in using the gifts that God has given us to create a wholesome business. Not too many people or business owners have the gal to use God in their website and their business. Yeah, the world could use a little bit more of that from business owners. Anyways, let's get into the content side of it. Now, generally, Google likes to see 1,500 to 2,000 words, and that's depending on the competition and number of keywords needed. A keyword, if you're asking what that is, Ryan, is anything someone might type into Google when they're looking for a particular service or product. So in your content, you can place these keywords throughout to tell Google exactly what terms you want your website found for. So for an example, a keyword for you could be, garage floor coatings, Clayton, North Carolina, stained concrete, polished concrete, North Carolina. I mean, it's just, service plus city, and that would be your keyword, right? So I got your website here in a word counter, and we see that you're at 915 words. You're not doing bad at all, but you are going to want to get that up to 1,500 words for two reasons. Reason number one is Google doesn't consider a website an authoritative figure until it hits 1,500 words. And so Google's not going to crawl your home page as often as it should to find those keywords. And number two is you want as much content as you can so that you can get as many keywords as you can. You'll understand why when I show you here soon. So this is my tool Eris that I use and pay for on a monthly basis. Gives me all types of data in depth for competitive websites and other websites. There are free tools out there that you can use, but nonetheless, it's what I go with. Your website's in here right now, so we see that it doesn't show you up for anything. It doesn't like it looks like a brand new website actually, but we have the top competition over there in Raleigh, North Carolina. And the reason I'm using them, by the way, is because you're so close to Raleigh. You know, they're they're the top competition, and that's one area I would imagine you're going to want to focus on. But let's look at the keywords nonetheless. I'm getting off track. So here are some of the keywords that you can see right here. These are all the keywords separately. A good one for you would probably be epoxy flooring, Raleigh, North Carolina. We see that 100 people are searching for that monthly, and that KD is on a scale of 0 to 100, with the higher the number being, the harder and longer it's going to take to rank for this word. And the lower that this number is, the faster and the easier it's going to be to rank for that word. So when I say rank for that word, that means when someone types in epoxy coatings, Raleigh, North Carolina, boom, you're in that organic section right there ranking for it, right? That's why we have them there, because they're number one for it. And then we can see the amount of traffic that they're getting in there just for that one keyword, and their ranking on, or the position on the Google, right? Okay, let's go into point number 2, and that's going to be backlinks, Ryan. Now, a backlink is anywhere you find one website linking to another, or in this case, it's going to be one website linking to Signature Concrete Coatings website right here. So these links that act like an endorsement of your website from others, which Google basically uses this to build trust in your business and your website by seeing other websites, quote unquote, vouching for you. The best example that I can give of this is it's literally like a popularity contest where the person with the most websites pointing back to theirs is winning that quote unquote popularity contest, right? And so if we look in here in Eris, I've got your website in here, right? We see that you got 0 backlinks, 0 websites pointing back to your page, 0 keywords, and 0 traffic currently. I don't know how new this website is, but that could be the reason for it, and that you just haven't had any work done on it, right? If we look at epoxy floor systems, which is over there in Raleigh, we can see that they've got 162 backlinks and 29 other websites pointing back to their page. Now they haven't done any work on their website in quite a while, so it would not be hard to overtake them with the right work done to your website. Nonetheless, I digress. The idea is, right, if it works for them, then why wouldn't it work for you? And so we can see exactly what websites they have pointing back to the page. And so these would be the websites with the links going back to epoxy floor systems websites. And then I do want to point out that not all links are created equal, so it is worth noting to stay relevant to your industry, and local websites will work best. To further that point, we're going to take a look at this number, and that's domain rating. So it's on a scale of 0 to 100, with the higher this number being right here, the more power that Google is giving this website right here. And so the more power that this website has, of course, and it's linking back to your website, then the more power your website has as well, the quicker you're going to rank and the more power you're going to get, right? So you want to stay on these high DR rating ones. You don't want anything below a 20 if possible. Like these are doing nothing for his website. So let's go to the third point, and that's going to be, let's take a look at the Google Map Pack section right here, and that's going to be a citation, Ryan. Now, a citation, well, first and foremost, I see that you don't have a Google Business profile up. You are definitely going to want to go ahead and get that up and ranking the right way. You'll see why here soon. So anyways, the citation is anywhere your business name, address, and phone number is exactly as it's shown on this Google Business profile right here. So these citations, they help you rank in this backpack here, which is extremely important for local businesses since they do generate huge amounts of revenue. For an example, if someone put in epoxy coatings, Clayton, North Carolina, you want to be in that top 3 right there, right? It's just another way of advertising, hey, this is our business and we're good at what we do once they start to see your reviews, right? And so these citations are included in directories like Yelp, Angie's Expertise, BBB. There's hundreds of others I'm sure you may have heard of. Social media accounts are great as well. For an example, on your Facebook business page that you have, once you get this up and going, right, you would want to put your business name, address, and phone number on that Facebook business page. Now that would count as one citation. So then you have Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. You get the idea. And the idea is that your brand begins to be found by Google all over the internet. And the larger your online presence is, the more Google trusts you. And once Google starts to see you more often than these cats right here, of course, the more likely it is that they're going to rank you above them. And if somebody, were to put in epoxy coatings Clayton, North Carolina, nobody's going to click more places or go to the second page of the business for the same reason that if you were, looking to get your roof replaced or anything like that, when you put roofers near me or roofers Clayton, North Carolina, you're not going to go to the second or third page of, the Google business page looking for those business. You'll see someone who has high ranking and high reviews, and you say, cool, let's give them a shout and see if they at least, at the very least, won't give us a quote, right? So let's go back over everything and do a quick recap. Once you get that content up of 1,500 to 2,000 words, you're getting those keywords in there that I gave you examples of, right? Once you're getting those backlinks going and you're starting to win that quote-unquote popularity contest, and last but not least, you're starting to win those, you're starting to get those citations and you're getting that Google business profile up, well, let's take a look at why that's going to be so profitable for you. So we see Epoxy Floor Systems. They're the number 1 over there in Raleigh. And even though they're not doing a great job of it, they are nonetheless doing better than the rest of the people in that area. They've got 260 people coming to their website a month off of doing an average job at what those 3 points I was talking about, right? So let's say this is your website and, you've got 260 people coming to, your website a month. Let's say of those 260, only 40 decide to actually pick up the phone and say, hey, Ryan, I need my garage coated, or whatever the service may be, right? Of those 40 who ask for a quote, you and your team only close out half of those. So that's 20 new jobs a month off those 3 points alone. Now, I did say I'm going to go into a bit of more detail with your website. And the reason why I chose Raleigh as your example for now, right, is because you're just so close to Raleigh. Ideally, if you get your Google business profile up, you should be able to show up for Clayton and for Raleigh. Number 2 is I see that you service a lot of North Carolina, which is beautiful because off the research that I've shown you, like I said, that's just one of those location areas that you did. That's just Raleigh. That was just the first one that was there after Clayton. So I went ahead and looked at it, and you can see that there, just for epoxy floor in Raleigh, North Carolina, there's 100 people searching for that. The Katie's a bit high, but not nothing that you can't work with, right? Even epoxy floors, Raleigh, North Carolina, the Katie's a bit lower. There's just so much. There's so much, potential that you can go, and if you create actual pages instead of just having them listed at the bottom, imagine if that's just one of the locations that you service, imagine the rest of them, and the amount of profit and leads that they'll bring in if you create, one, if you create actual pages for each of these locations, and then two, you start doing those backlinks like I was talking about with your business. So you've got a bit of a gym in your area. Within 6 months, you could definitely be doing a whole lot better than Epoxy Floor Systems at 260. You could be somewhere around 500, 600 people if you make the location pages and you start doing those backlinks, Ryan. Yeah, I think you got it set up really nice. This should basically, your business is the car right now, and SEO and the backlinks and everything that I'm giving you right now is the gasoline to get to where you want to go. In 6 months, you could be having, 1,000 people to your website. Yeah, but that's what I do for a living, Ryan. I don't want to make this a 30-minute video, so I'm not going to keep going too further into depth, man. If you do find yourself wanting some more information, you want to start scaling the business, man, feel free to reach out. I can help you with some more information, or, maybe we talk about the goals of the business, and I do in-depth research to find out exactly what could be realistic for your business, what it might take to reach those goals. Nonetheless, I just ask for one line of feedback. Again, name's Nick O'Neill, brother, and, feel free to reach out. Other than that, have a blessed day.